Hello, here we go again. We're gonna do some research outposting. Hi Mango, welcome. So my goal here is to get this blue stuff going. I've just recently designed this, so I'm gonna go get this thing online. And I know I'm going to need a lot more rails than what I'm carrying. I'm going to be doing building, so I need batteries. And we're headed mostly to right here. How's Mango today? Towards the end of your day, isn't it? I did all my food prep yesterday. I have a, why did that not apply? I have an air fryer that I use as a, oh, because you're not supposed to be here. Well, screw it, we'll just do it this way then. I use an air fryer for most of my cooking, and I cooked some chicken breasts. They were 2 for 1. So I've vacuum sealed and frozen a bunch, but I use the air fryer on the roast setting, and the best part about it is it has a temperature probe, so I don't have to pay attention to how long it's cooking. I just simply let it cook, and it shuts itself off. And it's fantastic because I get distracted. And I get these wonderfully cooked chicken breasts, and I don't overcook them. And I don't undercook them. I think the temperature probe is the real winning part there, but the fact that the device auto shuts off is a big help for me. And this goop stuff is really annoying because it blocks buildings, like water does, but you can't landfill it. You gotta go clean it. I guess I should fix this so that this thing goes online. See, that's messed up. That didn't respect the paste request. Well, when I had roommates, I had to go buy a second fridge. Because they both did meal prep. That's where I learned to do it. Because they worked 6 days a week on the football team. And, so they didn't have, an opportunity to cook more than once a week, really. I would have just bought a small freezer, but they also drank, so we needed a beer fridge. Alright, this thing is working. Well, while it works, a couple things. One, I need to put down a train that I will eventually use to move those things. Well, if it's on your street, then it's not much different than just walking down to the cellar and picking up your beer from the, if you had an underground cellar. Like if you're a wine connoisseur, you would have stored your alcohol in there, right? At least that's how I see it when you say down the street or on your street. Ugh, that is so annoying. Alright, deconstruction planner. Tiles. Creep. Only. All of the known world. Mark all of that crap for deletion. Now my game is freaking out. That was a mistake. Okay, things not to do when playing Krastorio 2. And yeah. Why do you idiots insist on picking up things that... What's a jackhammer for? I don't know. Doesn't tell me what a jackhammer is for. So here in North Carolina, we have laws that you can't buy the hard alcohol on Sundays. The government controls the liquor stores. So, you know, what you just wrote there reminds me of what we have here, is that if you want to enjoy alcohol on a, like on a long weekend or something like that, you've got to plan ahead, because you can't just simply go and pick up your alcohol on Sunday or late Saturday, because the government's shut all that down. And, you know, for the government, they're all office workers pretty much, so easy for them. But if you work on Saturdays, get paid on Friday, Saturday you gotta work, well, you just don't get to go pick up alcohol, and the government doesn't care. And why should they, right? They're not getting unelected anytime soon. Literally almost ran myself over with my own supply train right there. Oh, I do carry these now. I have to have a fuel unloader here. So, let's get another one of these going then, because I need to get a fuel unloader. And then I want to turn all that off. So I'd really like this to look cleaner. You don't care. You don't care. Ray Claw, welcome. Really? Where the heck were you coming from? Okay, so I got part 1 done. Oh, I think I was talking about something in the game. Oh my god, I brought the wrong train down. So I shouldn't even have this. How does this thing even exist? Oh, because I have a rocket fuel train. Oh, Jesus. That's totally the wrong thing to be pasting here. This is what I should have been pasting. That's why you took so long. Alright, next up is the fact that you should just go back to your loader. And so, should you? Because I don't want the other trains just sitting here. Smokin'! Welcome! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Or something like that. You might as well go back, because I am not going to need you. Okay, that's the response I was looking for. Now all of these will fill up, so that when I eventually build their trains, it will work. In the meantime, I am going to have to get to work on this thing next, but while I'm here, I could build that. Or at least some of it. Smoke and I am using stackers at my stations. They're right here. There's a stacker right there. And there's a stacker right there. That's why they're so wide. Oh, that was some timing. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. So in general, this is going to be a loader. Let's just get this going here, and then I can bring my train in so I can finish this. And I'm out of rail. And that train's not going to bring me any rail. You want to mark for deletion all the stuff that's around me. Also, I need to put a better radar down. Okay. Gonna need a couple more stations. Gonna need some of these robots. Gonna need a bunch of cleanup on aisle 3. Oh, but you can't leave because I don't have those rail signals in place. All right, so what does this do? This is the matter data loader, and it allows matter data. Now, similar to this one down here, I'm going to be capping these chests at really low volumes, and capping these things at really low volumes. So you are going to be our blank data card loader. Transfer train. We'll set the other stuff up later. Okay. What does it take to make... Oh, this is a 4. God, I hope I used the right one. Yeah, I did. Rare metals, plastic, lithium, imersite. Well, let's turn this into a design session. So... gotta have all of these unloaders. Then we're gonna have to have an assembly machine for rare metal, or wait, what? Oh no, you're not made here, are you? You little... You're made in a quantum computer. It just so happens I have one. Stupid. So I need 2 of you. Yep. So you're gonna get 1 per. 1 per side. No, it's not. No, it's not smoking. Thank you. So you're going to get 4 inputs. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one differently. Why bother with all the extra crap? So I'm going to bring all 4 of them to this, and then also bring all 4 of them to that. I am not going to use that much of this stuff. There's no point in these being double-sided unloaders. Because I can just bring you to go past like this. I have to go over that, which I dislike. Yeah, you'll grab this as it goes by. Then I also got to get it to show up for the others. And also, this is at the wrong angle. That's terrible. That's as early as that's going to go. And that's right there is fine with me. So I can't get that here without some finagling. So let's just do it this way. Oh, quantum computers can't be flipped for reasons. Nah, we're gonna do the same thing. Or are we? Without having to deal with belt lane swapping, which I don't want to do. While I think about it, I'll come over here and delete this second half. And it'll save me some undergrounds if I don't delete that one, but I do delete this one. Yeah, and I want to go with really small numbers here for all of these unloaders. This is just not a high volume thing. And I don't want thousands and thousands of this material just sitting here. So, with that in mind, 16,000? I thought I went way lower than that. Yeah, okay, so somebody didn't get pasted. More like wasted, am I right? Anyhow, I'm gonna have to run down there and verify all these numbers, because something ain't right. This little puzzle. If I do this here, there. Obviously, I need to go back for rails. So, rare earth, plastic, lithium, imersite crystal. I have declared that you will be imersite crystal. You will be lithium. You are already assigned. I need to make... Alright, where's my recycler? I don't want to have to go for this walk. I need power. Don't judge me on these power pole layouts for this one, huh? They're garbage. I need something that will get me some iron. And that should get me some train stops. Good. You are hereby known as plastic unloader. Suddenly a train moving. And you are rare earth. Rare metals, whatever. Then there's a train on the way already. Why would you not have a train being summoned? You have a train being summoned, but the plastic trains are all slow. Because fuel delivery is always slow on this. No? Because I've only got 2 plastic trains. How many plastic stations do I have? I have 3 plastic stations. I just added a 3rd. Which is complaining about something. Lamps. That's why it wasn't showing me that it was calling a train. Calling a train. I have a plastic train blueprint. I will place a plastic train. I don't think I will. Need more rails. Which means I need more steel. That's not what I wanted to put in there. So you're expecting it to be a... Okay, well, I did it. Dude, you are so lucky there's stuff around here, because I would have just shot you. Where is your train? You have nothing on you. Do I have you with the wrong filter? No, this is an unloading train. You're at an unloading station. Good. The loading station. Ah. Despite all of this, and all of my rage, I am still just a rat in the cage. So I don't have enough immersite powder going on here. So I should have more of these built, I think. I can fit about a 1/3 more on here. So it can go to 30, and right now it's at 20. So what is that, about 20 grinders? Because we ain't going nowhere until that gets satisfied. 6 and 6 and 1, huh? Good. All right. So first off, we're going to go to about right here, and we're going to shoot that thing. This can all go away. It's been built. There's a faceless. Then we're leaving here because we don't really want that being built. We just want to get down to this one robot that is an idiot. Later, Mango. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a good day, good night, good sleep. I'll see you when you wake. Well, I might not be here when you wake up because today's a short day for this stream. Got there. Alright, shut off, you morons. I got somewhere else to be. I need a bunch of crushers. Alright, I got a bunch of crushers. I need to go over here and make more things of these crushers. All right. And then if we look at all of this and look at belt usage, output belt is one full output belt per side, even though it's only half. I could increase this capacity by increasing this output belt. I could redesign this. I think I can just enhance the design. I don't even have to redesign it. So I've got the bandwidth. If this continues to be an issue for me, I will do that. I will just move all of this down and deal with it that way. Well, I'm here. But in actuality, this has to move down enough for 2 belts of sand to come out of here. So if 2 belts of sand come out of there, then this has to come down to that spot. Which means that what I was thinking was going to come in here is actually going to come in lower. So that needs to be added. So this is the purple stuff. We're going to get 1 belt is going to go like that. And then the other belt is going to go there. And then both of these are going to come from here. One of them there and one of them there. So purple there, sand there. So this purple will come to here. This purple will come to here. This will become sand. Don't tell me that you don't have enough of this stuff. Need to put a progress bar there. I only have 1 immersite loader? I thought I had more than 1. I thought these were immersite loaders. Yeah, it's an immersite, raw immersite loader. Got 3 of these stations. That's what you're telling me. Humersite loader 121. That's not what I want. I want this. So how do I have 3 of these? This one, and this one. And yet the train only wants to go... Okay, well, it's trying to go there. Oh, because I'm an idiot. Right? Yep, because I was blocking the whole thing up. And then what will happen is this. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I probably should have used splitters. Because that's going to load half a belt only most of the time, but this whole thing is going to put out... Well, you're only going to put out half a belt anyways, so... There's no point in doing all this, because unless I'm willing to make this a lot longer, which I am, because I can, looking at it. So if I were to double this thing's length, which I could, how would I deal with these things only half loading? Well, I would have to restructure a bit. Let's first set up for the sand to get pulled out. I should just design this. I shouldn't be over here just hacking it, but if this were this way, band is a bit of a problem here because I need to find a balanced way to get all of this unloaded, and I've only got 1, 2. First of all, how tight am I? Yeah, I'm completely maxed on my size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's as tight as that's going to get. Well, let's go back to the one that's been partially started. Probably should have pulled this in tighter. So if I decide I'm going to push sand out that way, so I've got to get it out some way, right? So temporarily I could do, and let's do it up here where it's not the first one, right? I could do that. That frees me up a little bit of space. So the challenge is getting this to blend with this to blend with that, and doing the same thing for sand. Now the other thing to consider is that they're all going to come down here anyways, right? So if I just keep them local and just turn these down, let's say I just send this down here, and I send this down here. So this one goes like it is. And then this one, I'm going to end up with 2 sands coming this way, which blows up what I just did. Because if there's 2 sands coming this way, then there's 4 sands coming this way. Means that all of this is sand. Alright, so if that's sand, well, no, you're going to stay like that. And you're going to end up going here. But for now, I've got you going here. So you're going to come out. Well, I got to push this one further, first off. More landfill here. No, there's a train line to come here. Or can I temporarily store you? Why do you keep doing this with these things? I thought I turned that off. You're gonna stay. No, you can't stay there. You have to move here, and then you're gonna have some sort of output that comes here. So you're gonna make that cut over a lot sooner. Now, what's likely to happen here is that I have to do something like this. And that becomes the sand output for here. If that happens, then this doesn't happen. This, I've got a gap. This is probably placed right next to that, so this is going to cause some backups, but whatever. So that's a problem, because once this multiplies out here a couple more times, everything's going on one side, because this will eventually do this, and then that loads up, and I can't overload it. So I've got to have a way to merge this, and here is the problem. This is too tight for that. So this would have to go here, and this would have to go here, so that I could do this. And that would have to become universal. Now you're still going to fill up, because you're all going to end up on the outside of that and the outside of that, unless I play some shenanigans and have you alternate with near and far. Now you're going to have the same problem, so I kind of have to do the same thing here. That you're always ending up on the far lane, so every other one would have to be set to near. Although that's not going to do anything for you. Because I don't think that changes where you deliver. Also, why don't I have any more Immersite crystal here? Well, I've got a little bit on me, so I can see if it worked. Well, that's interesting. So it actually changes it left side, right side if it's horizontal. Oh, you need more than one? That puts it on the outside. Yeah, okay, that works. Now, to do the same thing on this side, I first am going to need to move this over here and this here. And then this would become this location. So I'll tell you what, let's just cut these off just so that we don't get any more in here. And then once these finish processing, which they have, we'll just start over. Yay me. Because we gotta move so much crap anyways. Aussie Matt, first time chatter. Hello. Yeah, I have Tuesdays off. As I recall, I recommended that you also check out Mucky. So I'm going to give him a shout out, and then I'll give you a shout out because I want you to follow him. So give him a follow. He's a great streamer. He's also Australian. He's in Adelaide, so might even be in your time zone. Who knows? He's on that wacky half-hour crap. And then when the cooldown is finished, I'll give you a shout out. I enjoyed your stuff. Oh, I see what I did here. I kind of like this better. Yeah, let's do this. I've got the space. Set both of these to near. Wait, I did something wrong. So this is going to be 4 belts of sand coming out here. Sand. That's going to be sand. That's going to be this stuff and this stuff. Oh god, I gotta push that down even farther. Why are there trains sitting here? Really? Fudgesicles. The one stone train. Let's see, your sand. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go that way, and you're gonna go that way, but because of this, you get in the way of each other, so I really want to move you here. Because I can't do it because of you. Which means that I need to move this here. Need to move this. Put that back to where it was, eh? Good thing I saved some landfill. Good stuff. Then we're going to shut off you so that I can do the same thing. So basically I've just shut off everything. Make sure this works the way I want it. I'm seeing double on the outside, double on the inside, but I'm not seeing the behavior I want. I'm seeing everything lining up on one side. Is one of you not set right? Far, near, far, near. So you output here, and so do you. So you're not working the way I want you to. Alright, so near and far don't seem to matter because I'm not putting them on opposite sides of the belt. Hey, Lauren. Differential equations? I do not. So this doesn't work for this. And that's why I was doing it that way. Well, I would recommend some Discord channels, you know, like maybe actual Factorio Discord. There might be a channel there that is for non-stuff. Yeah, there's a non-Factorio off-topic and a more off-topic. And programming. So, if you're looking for geeks that might know Diffie-Q, I would recommend looking there. Alright, so what can I do here to get this to work? See, whatever I'm doing here is not consistently working. And I'm not quite sure why. So, this one is doing what I want. That's far. And that's near. But when it's coming from the north, the near far code is not working. It's only going on the left side. So this inserted behavior is not consistent. So, yeah. That's what I'm picking up on. The result is that I'm going to have to go with a different design. I know I'm not going with this, so I might as well tear it all out. And I'm gonna go with a train unloader, I think. I've got the space. So a train unloader. Looks like that. It makes loading it a little more challenging, though. That doesn't look like it's going to do what I want. That does. And then in terms of output, these two are going to go right here, and these two are going to go here. This is sand output. This is this input. Now that's a bit of a challenge there. We're gonna have to push this whole thing down again, because now we've interfered with this, and I want to keep this snuggled up tight. And we've got the room to do it there. Fudgesicles. Because that means that this goes here. These and these go here. Well, I think what I had done, I'd said that this is going to go like that. Either way, that's what's going to feed it. I've got to get sand out of here like that, and sand out of here like that. So you're the first sand. You're the second sand. You're the first powder. And you're the second powder. Whatever, River. You're just screwed. If I bring this down here, that didn't work. That will satisfy that. You no longer reach. So when power gets reapplied, that works. Now you are sand. And you go here. I might be totally screwed on this. You are also sand, and you go there. So yeah, I don't have room to do what I want to do. My only chance is a double back bend in, which I absolutely hate. Not quite a humpback growler, but it's pretty bad. God, that's disgusting. Otherwise, what would I have to do otherwise? Otherwise, you would have to move 2 farther over and go here, which would push you farther over, because you would have to go 2 farther over to go there, to allow this to go there, which I guess is fine. Alternative, I could push you out to the outside edge. I could keep you here, put you here. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be saving that river. Sorry. Hi, Luke. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. I very much dislike this layout. What I should be doing is considering a different setup, but don't have a way to get this out any sooner without causing massive disruption, so that's the earliest this can come out. It's imbalanced, it's not clean and straight lines. It really doesn't sit well with me. I do have this consolation prize, though. I got a 4-belt balancer out of it. Bye, River. Luke, I am expanding my Immersite powder, which is part of Krastorio2. The crushers, I did my math slightly wrong, and I realized that I could have done it. I could have had 40 of these instead of only 20 per side. So I'm trying to maximize my belt usage. Because according to rate calculator, I can go one input belt and then one of each output belt for 30 of them. And right now I've only got 15 here. So these things, these little mini factories or production plants that I build, they're primarily designed around belt capacity, flow capacity. That's their limiting factor. Is, you know, I've got unloaders that are 2-1-2 or 1-2-1s, my trains. So basically I have 4 input belts because I'm using red belt and stack inserters. Mostly it's because I'm using red belt. So, you know, a red belt loads a wagon pretty well. More importantly, a red belt unloads a wagon. You know, a pair of these 4 stack inserters fills a red belt. So that means that my train, which is a 1-2-1, if I design it this way, I have 4 output belts. Alright, what does 4 output belts get me? 4 output belts gets me what you saw there in rate calculator, is 4 rows of 30. And so it's this thing here. My ingredients count 1 belt. I'm looking at transport belts, red, and 1 raw immersite fills a belt. So then how many crushers can I satisfy with that, and does it exceed the output capacity? So if this was like 1.5 or 2 or something like that, then I'd have to have additional belts to take that extra capacity. If I was using, if I wanted to simplify this quite a bit, which I'm seriously thinking of doing, I would use the loader-unloader thing that comes with K2 and just simply spit things out of this and suck them in, which now that I've redesigned this and I started to lay it out, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this easier and cleaner if I just use these loaders. I don't think I can use unloaders with filters, though. I'll be right back. Alright, so it placed them. Let's see if I can put filters on the outputs. Yes, I can. Alright. So you're immersite powder, and you're going to be sand. Sand! If I do this right, then you go under here. Well, following my pattern. Now that's rather appealing. Obviously, I would want to do it on the other side too. The problem is, it can't handle the bandwidth. Because I can do that for sand, and I can do that for powder. It's still a frickin' zoo of a mess of belts. These two are sand. Oh, and I haven't even begun to blend in with the other ones. I don't know if these loaders are any better. Because that's just one. Now I got to do this here. So you're going to come in here, and now I've got the same problem I had before. So the loader really hasn't saved me anything. Because I still got to get multi-lanes to blend in, like this problem. I could move this back one, put this here, and do that. That solves the imersite powder problem, but it doesn't solve the sand problem. Which, by the way, I think it's because I've pinched myself by putting this loader right here like this. So let's start over again. So let's put the loader absolute first. And that doesn't work. Let's try it this way then. All right, and then we've got these two, and so if I and I really want these to not be the same. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to swap these two because I don't want that big ugly mess I've got down there. So this one's going to put the imersite here. And it'll put the sand here. Now, I could, in theory, back this up even one more by doing this. Or not. Or not. I can't actually do that, can I? Just then I can't. I was thinking I could blend this in there, but I can't. So that's about as good as that's going to get. Now this one is going to go that way. I'd like to make it so that this is not such a cluster of stuff to figure out there at that point. So I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can push this so that it's not behaving this way. So For example, thanks, Faceless. If the sand and for this side, because the imersite powder is going to the north, I kind of want to put the imersite powder output on this side and get the sand to come over here. So if these two were reversed, then this would be sand and it would go here, right? But now I've still got this problem. Well, I wouldn't send it there. I'd send it here. These two who are next to each other need to. So that's not absolutely terrible, but it still creates this fat gap right there, and it's going to manifest itself poorly. If there were a way for me to figure out how to get this imersite to go, because here's the problem. Two things that have to go in opposite directions are right next to each other. And no matter how I arrange these two, that's going to happen. Because I want half of this output south and half of this output north. If these two were reversed, the sand would be in the middle, then this imersite would be here, and it's got to go across. Okay, so I still need to go under. I haven't really solved anything. But what would solve it is that if I could get this belt to go north. Right? Then I wouldn't have to deal with that. So if this were the sand. So to do that, I would want, because I know the pattern I have is that something comes up or comes in like that. And so this is the through lane, and that's the join lane. If these weren't in the same column, then if this were here, I don't think it could merge. Well, let's try it. Ugh, these things are so sketchy. Alright, so if you were here, I want you to do this and merge with that and not merge with this. But then I have no way to get you to fit in there. Let alone merge. So I'm not liking how these loaders are giving me any options. They're not better than inserters in this case. I don't have as many of them. I don't have the train unload problem. But they don't necessarily benefit me here. Also, if these were together... Yeah, I can't have them together. So I will probably keep the loaders, and I'll probably just suffer through with this bit of ugliness here. It's not really pleasant, but it's what it is. So this is going to be sand. No. That's going to take powder, send it north, powder, send it north. Now if I take this, oh, I gotta finish this build. That'll give me straight line behavior there. So if I take this up here, save you off over there, clean all this up. What this will do is this is going to be powder, so it's going to go here, and this is going to be powder, so it's going to go here. And then these two are sand.